is Miss J again. Today we are having a little chat with the author of the Animal World War. Mr. Eze, what on earth inspired you to write this extraordinary story?
Thank you so much for the question. In fact, or indeed, let me say, it was essentially inspired by my childhood experience, plus my upbringing, because I was essentially brought up by my grandmother, who was telling me a whole lot of animal stories. And in the background of the Nigerian Civil War, I was a little kid and I saw the Civil War with my childish eyes, and all the experiences I had then, combined and fused later into this format of storytelling, which comes in the form of animal stories. A discourse on the wars in human society and how it affects the society at large, especially not only the military conflict, violent conflicts, and then hunger, starvation, and so many other things that comes with war. And later in my life discovered that it's not only about the Nigerian Civil War. There were forms of civil violence everywhere all over the world. And I use it to reflect on the human society in general, not just about Nigeria, the whole of Africa. In fact, every part of the world you hear war, even up to today. It's basically a fiction based on wars in human society. I believe that that's what inspired me to do the story.
Okay, Mr. Eze, how does this story reflect with the happenings around the world today?
Yes, as a work of fiction, we play fiction with what is happening around the world. Also, it's a metaphoric story, that is to say that it's used to plot the human situation, even though it's talking about animals. And relating it to the events around the world, even events around us in Nigeria, in Africa, or around the world, every day we hear war or violence in different sectors. Even in Nigeria, I see what is going on and so forth and so on. And it's a replica of what the story played out. And in a war situation, there are issues, social issues, economic situations, that affect people. For example, the issues of death and mass killing of people, brutality that goes on, arson and violence everywhere. And that puts many families in a very difficult situation, and even affect children and the social setup. I remember in my days, schools were closed, children were no longer going to school. Like, in fact, it even reflected to the extent that even as kids, we used to divide ourselves into two, one side on the other one, and then we would not take names of heroes in the war. Someone who called themselves Onwatwe, someone would say Amojuku, the other one would say Amagi Rosi, the other one would be Mabi Gowon, and so forth and so on. And then we would be casting stones against each other. Sometimes we get wounded, and then that brings about the end of it. So it affects, it's a reflection of the human society as far as war and the around us, is like what we hear every day, the suffering of people. And don't forget also, it gives some sectors of the society, business people, advantage to make business out of war. And if you go into the story itself, you see characters, the war makers making their money out of war situation, weapon makers, making their money out of the war situation. You see why they spread the hunger. You can see even outbreak of diseases, killing people, apart from the war itself, the toll of war itself. So it's a reflection of the politics that goes on, even affects every part of the world. Because once there is war in any particular part of the world, it affects, go to the extent of affecting the prices of oil and so forth, and so many other things. And it impacts society as a whole. That's what it is, and we see it every day. That's a regular occurrence around us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Eze. It was nice having this interview with you.
Yeah, thank you.
For sure, I know the viewers will definitely learn something from this story.
Thank you. Thank you.
Viewers, you can expect more of these interactions with the author, so you can as well ask your questions. Thank you so much.